And there goes a deer. Today's adventure takes us to Laughton Preserve. Now, if you remember, a couple weeks ago I did a short video on this preserve as I was looking through Google Maps. It looked like there could be a cemetery here, and in fact, after doing more research, there is a cemetery here. The bad news, however, is that I read where the cemetery is no longer marked. There's no tombstones or grave markers any longer. But I need to see for myself because I don't necessarily believe that. Also, there's a lot more history here than meets the eye, and I'll discuss that a little bit in this video as well. So come with me as we explore Laughton Preserve. All right, it is a windy November day here in the Chicago area. Hopefully, well, we've had a couple of freezes this past week, and I'm really hoping that that helped with the vegetation in terms of being able to access this area. Also, I did get a new microphone, so hopefully that will help with the wind. This road used to go through at one time, no longer does. Okay, let me give you a little bit of history on Laughton Preserve. So this is located in Wilton Township in Illinois. It is a 430 acre preserve that the Will County Forest Preserve District acquired. This land actually goes back about 500 years in terms of being settled. The Potawatomi Indians had tribes here that settled on this land back as far back as the 1600s, and then pioneers came in here in the early 1800s. So this land has been well inhabited for some time. There's actually a town here. Wallingford was the name of the town. There's a town here for some time as well, to make it even more interesting. I don't know where I'm going. So today what I want to do is ultimately find the cemetery. That would be the best result. Because there was a town here, the second best result would be, let's find some remnants of this town. I mean, this road is completely gone. This isn't good. I thought I could just kind of follow this road up a creek. And of course, thorn bushes already. Here we go. Here we go with thorn bushes. Wow. All right, let me get my bearings here and figure out which way to go. There's some very thick, dense brush. It's hard to believe that there was anything here at any point in time in history. We'll keep moving on and figure things out a little bit here as we go. So how did this get to be called Laughton Preserve? That is a great question. Well, as I said, the Potawatomi Indians settled here. This was their home. When the pioneers came in, they started to inhabit this area. In 1830, I believe Andrew Jackson, he signed the Indian Removal Act, actually removing Indians from their land. He wanted all the Indians to go west of the Mississippi. However, he did name several preserves that were going to be east of the Mississippi. This is one of the preserves that he named. I guess there's about 24 reservations that were east of the Mississippi. This is one of them. And the reason why I got the name Laughton Reserve is because of Joseph Laughton. And he was the mixed blood son of an Anglo-Saxon American fur trader. His name was David Laughton, and his mother was a Potawatomi Indian. Her name was Wiskeshaw, and she was actually the daughter to Shawanasni, who I made a video on earlier, back in June, when I found his grave. And she was his daughter, and since he was part Potawatomi, he got part of the reservation, and the other part of the reservation went to another Potawatomi Indian. Well, this stuff is still dense, and this is that stuff that's dense all year round. Okay, let me see if I can get some kind of bearings here. I have made my way out of the dense forest. It was very dense, and I am heading toward this grouping of trees. Now this is that lower square right here on the map, that rectangle. This is where I suspect the cemetery may be. I don't know for sure. We're gonna go check it out now and see if there's a cemetery in there. And if it's as dense as the forest that I just came out of, I'm not sure we're gonna find anything, because that was extremely dense. But let's see what we find. Okay, I had to step over a small fence with barbed wire. So that says to me there's something here. A, why aren't you farming this land? Because it's in the middle of a farm field. And B, why do you have a old barbed wire fence around this property? Tells me that there's something here worth preserving. So let's see if we can find anything. So getting back to another story I read regarding the Potawatomi Indians. When the settlers first came here, they would spot what appeared to be squirrels' nests high up in the trees. Well, what it actually was, the Potawatomi, when young Potawatomi children would pass away, the Potawatomi Indians would build out of sticks a nest high up in a tree and put the child in it and then cover the nest and leave it there. That would be their burial spot for young children. And I can only guess it is because their spirit will be closer to the heavens, and it will allow the children to get to heavens easier, perhaps. That would be my guess on that. But I thought that was interesting that they often would see what appeared to be these squirrel nests in trees, when in fact it was the where they used to place their young children when they passed away. All right, so far I'm not seeing anything except trees, ground. Vegetation is definitely not as thick, so that is good news. But why is this big area blocked off? I'll keep my eyes peeled for any signs of anything, a cemetery, a house, anything. And once I find something, You'll be the first to know. I've come across this beautiful forest, and all the trees in here have yellow leaves. Just gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. And there goes a deer. Kind of magical. It's hard to really grasp the vibrance of the colors unless you're in here. Really, really nice. Okay, well, this is a very large area. Have not found anything yet. Haven't even found a stone, much less anything, but I did come across this, which I thought was interesting considering there's nothing else out here. Not even a rock. But I did find this old pot, old metal pot with a tree growing out of it. I thought that was rather interesting. So I've been searching in here for about 45 minutes now, doing a loose grid search. Don't have time to do a real good grid search, but I thought that was interesting with the old pot in there. I don't know where the end of this, I think I'm coming up to the end of it a little bit. I think that tree line up ahead is the end of this area. Don't know why this area was blocked off. I haven't found remnants of anything. It was just that pot was the only thing that I was able to find. But I'm gonna keep looking here. Hopefully come across the cemetery. We will see. I will let you know if I find anything. Okay, no cemetery yet. Been in here about an hour searching. I'm almost done with the search, but I did find what appears to be the garbage pit to whatever settlement was here. Here's what looks like an old milk jug, perhaps. Look at that right there. Can you see that? Southside Dairy 1 quart, Potawatomi, Illinois. I really wish it wasn't broken. That is really a pretty cool find. Too bad it's broken. Look at this. Top to a jug. Again, broken, unfortunately. Obviously, I highly doubt the cemetery will be near the garbage pit, but I thought that was pretty neat. Lots of glass in here. You can see all that stuff. Milk quart was really neat. I want to walk over here, but I want to watch where I'm going, and I want to film, and it can get a little messy. What have we got here? Well, how cool is this? An old tea kettle with the handle on there. It's definitely seen better days. See anything on the bottom? Nothing on the bottom. Looks like somebody had shot it with a gun at one point. A little target practice going on. Well, that's an interesting jar. Wow, very nice design on that. Very neat. A lot of interesting garbage. I didn't come here for the garbage, unfortunately. If I did, bingo, I've hit that. There's definitely something here. I mean, obviously, there was a homestead here, without question. There was a homestead here many years ago, and it's obviously gone. I have not seen any remnants of the homestead other than that garbage pit, but definitely a homestead here. Well, I could see why there are settlements around here, because there's some really beautiful streams. Very nice streams. Let me get on higher ground here. I'll show you the stream. Really beautiful area. And I could see why the Potawatomi Indians would want to be here. Why the settlers would want to be here as well. Nice fresh water. It's very nice. Well, everyone, I did not find a cemetery. Did not find a cemetery today. Found a garbage pit, which I guess is something. It's better than nothing. So I'm going to call today a partial success. I'm going to concentrate on getting out of here. It's starting to get late. And I've got to find my way out of here now. So until next time, keep exploring.